Welcome to RiceMusicShed.com. My name is Andrew Wright. Want to thank you guys for checking us out here today. One of the things I wanted to cover here today is mainly about what we're doing this holiday season. Not necessarily Rice Music Shed, but us as consumers. We might own a business, but we are still consumers, as you might understand. Everybody, another problem we have right now, we have Black Friday, we have constant shopping all through December, and what I really want to focus on today is really considering how we spend our money and what we're looking for and different things that companies might be doing right now that you might think you could take advantage of, but you're really being taken advantage of. Well, let's get started here. I want to start by saying I am a very strong advocate for changing things around, turning things around in America. No, I'm not running for president. I have no desire to do any sort of political stuff whatsoever. You won't hear me talk about politics at all whatsoever. But one thing that I do push is I push to make people better. I try to give you guys information that you guys can use in your daily lives. If it doesn't pertain to music, that's fine. If it does pertain to music, great. Any point in your life that you can use anything that I say in these videos, that's fantastic. I am a big advocate for change. And right now, there's a couple different topics that we really need to address. We are in a very bad economic time. I mean, recessions are never good, as you can, just that word strikes fear into people. Unemployment rates, inflation rates, and what I want to talk about today, the credit card problem that we're having in America. As a business owner, it is something that's starting to hit home for everybody. You know, a lot of people might say, well, this video is kind of stupid because you're basically telling people how to, watch their money and budget and stuff. But to be honest with you, if I didn't do that, you guys wouldn't have any money to spend in my stores anyways. So that you guys would be basically slaves to the system. You guys would be slaves to a bank, which, to be honest with you, is exactly what's happening. We do have a credit card problem here in the United States, and we gotta really address that. So what I want to do, I want to start out by saying this: you can use this for anything. You can use this little phrase for anything that you can possibly think of. Practice time. You can use it for your schoolwork if you're a student. You can use it for your business. You can use it for basically anything. And the phrase goes like this: failure to plan is planning to fail. Now, that is definitely something because we're always planning something, and we have to plan. We have to budget. We have to plan how we're going to spend our time. We have to plan how, in terms of Christmas, we have to plan about where we're going to go. A lot of people come from, married families. They have to go see the two sides of their families. Kids have to plan to go to the parents' house. Planning is very important. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. No doubt about it. The same thing with the holiday season. We really need to start budgeting, and I'm going to give you a couple of different things that I do personally, and I know the system works because I've already done it a couple of times. I mean, it's not going to make you rich by any means, but for any amount of money that you make, you can do this system. It's strictly budgeting. That's strictly what it is. But first, I want to give you a couple of key statistics. If I get a little close to the screen, it's just I'm just reading the screen here. This is taken from money-zine.com, financial planning, debt consolidation, credit card debt statistics. This is absolutely it's mind-boggling. I'm going to give you the statistics about what's going on. This is taken from Georgetown University. Okay, the credit card debt and consumer statistics. Roughly 2.0 to 2.5 million Americans seek help Now seek help. 2.5 million Americans seek help of credit counselor each year, mostly to avoid bankruptcy. Now that's a bad word, bankruptcy. 2.5 million Americans seeking help for bankruptcy. That's huge. From 1990 to 2000, the number of Americans seeking help of credit counselors nearly doubled. That's 2000. What's it for 2010? Tripled? The 2/3 of counseling cases, individuals are referred to household budget counselor, blah, blah, blah. Financial advisor or social worker. Okay. Well, this one's very interesting. Nearly 75% of those seeking help from a credit counselor held a credit card. Okay. The average person seeking a credit counselor carries a balance on 2 credit cards, not just 1 but 2. So you're doubling everything. Now this is really bad. The average client seeking the help of a counselor had $43,000 in debt. $43,000. I don't make $43,000 a year, let alone having $43,000 in debt. That's very interesting. $43,000 in debt. Now what does that say? Now college students carried an average of $552 in credit card debt, while young adults in the same age bracket carried an average of $1,465 on their credit cards. Wow. Couple more here. The total consumer debt grew nearly 5 times the size from 1980. Consumer debt was $355 billion. That's bad enough. $355 billion. Unbelievable. In 2001, $1.7 trillion. Consumer debt in 2009 stood at $2.5 trillion. Here's a projection for you. Okay, this is done back in 2009. It's pretty close. According to the latest information gathered on the U.S. Census Bureau, there were 173 million credit card holders in the United States. In 2006, that number is projected to grow to 181 million Americans by the end of this year. 181 million Americans. So what are we saying here? Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? Are credit cards all bad? No, absolutely not. There are some people that are responsible. There are some people that can take those credit cards and they can use it and then pay off their debt. I mean, I've heard stories. I have a classmate. This is what he does. He has a credit card, pays everything off a month on his credit card, but his paycheck goes straight into his credit card, and that increases his credit score. Now, is that a good idea? Maybe not for everybody. Maybe not for everybody. But in this case, he's improving his credit just by paying off his credit card. So why do I show you this information? I show you this information because the Christmas season is very tricky. Credit cards are very tricky. We have become a very materialistic society. Nobody can doubt that. Absolutely nobody can doubt that. We have to have a 42-inch plasma HD TV. Oh, it was only $300, but hey, I bought it on credit. It's okay. I can pay it back later, right? Wrong. Yeah, you're wrong about that. Why are you wrong about that? Okay, let's consider you only owe $2,000. You bought $2,000 and you put everything on your credit cards. Now, if you look at this, the average American has about 29.99% APR financing on those credit cards. That's not something you want. I'm going to grab the calculator here. So $2,000 $2,000 times 29. Okay, so every month they're going to charge you the APR. Now, $2,000, that takes up your balance to $25.99. Whoa, what? I just purchased that on credit for only $2,000. I bought that for $2,000. No, you bought that for $2,500, not just $2,000, folks. That's the problem. What we're not understanding is you got to pay the APR financing. You got to pay that little percentage that they make the money on. Now, let's consider this. You only pay your minimum. Well, my minimum's only $100 a month. I could pay the minimum. Okay. All right. You can pay the minimum. So every month you pay $100. You didn't even pay the $5.99. You paid $100. So now they're going to charge you another 29.9%. So everything that you've already spent on this Christmas is going to basically double if you don't watch yourself. A lot of companies are starting to do their own credit cards. And this is why you can do the Black Friday stuff. This is why you can do that stuff. Like, they expect you to use the company credit cards. They expect you to buy the stuff from their website on the company credit card because they can make that 29.99% on every sale. So are you really getting the deal? Who's really getting the deal? No, you're not really getting the deal. The average American is not getting a deal. You know, it is frustrating. Now, as a consumer, it is frustrating, and as somebody that's trying to get people to understand what they're doing. Am I saying not take advantage of Black Friday? No, there's different things you can do to take advantage of Black Friday. There's different things you can do to make your Christmas a lot less frustrating. This is part 1 of part 2 series. I just wanted to say this stuff to help you guys, to get you guys to understand and focus on what exactly you're doing. Buying stuff on credit and not budgeting is planning to fail. And I will leave you with that one more time. Failure to plan is planning to fail. Get used to that saying. Put it into your daily lives as much as possible. Any side of your life. Every side of your life. Because if you don't plan, failure is the only thing that's going to come out of that. And you're going to make life 10 times harder. I thank you guys for checking this out. Part 2 about budgeting is coming up next. So thank you very much.